Jurisdiction. Learning some truths about the location and jurisdiction of the United States. Know your power. Arizona Constitution Article 2, Section 2 states, all political power is inherent in the people, and governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, and are established to protect and maintain individual rights. All political power belongs to the people, not government, its agencies, or employees. This is declared in the state's Bill or Declaration of Rights. This applies to people in any of the 50 American states. These are common law rights, common to all. The people are not the governed. The people created government by the constitutions for it to govern the people that work within government and to ensure they follow the laws. Free and independent. California Constitution Article 1, Section 1 states, all people are by nature free and independent and have inalienable rights. Among these are enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety, happiness, and privacy. Can we be free and a slave at the same time? If you are free, you are subject to none. We the people are free and independent from the government. The law says we have a right to be free and independent. Our status is that we are free. We have a right to do things our own way without bringing harm to anyone else. Liberty means you don't have to wear a mask or get a shot. The people govern themselves. New Mexico Constitution, Article 2, Section 3 states, the people of the state have the sole and exclusive right to govern themselves as a free, sovereign, and independent state. Exclusive right means the just claim, legal power, ownership possessed and enjoyed to the exclusion of others. Govern means to direct and control as the actions or conduct of men. Statutes. When the government makes a law, known as statutes, we are independent of that. We are not subject to that statute which tells government employees what to do. We the people are free and independent. Statute means an enactment of a legislative body expressed in a formal document, a permanent rule made by a body or institution for the government of its internal affairs, a permanent rule established by an organization, corporation, etc., to govern its internal affairs. We have allowed government to rule over us because of our lack of knowledge on our rights and liberties. Protect individual rights. Government wants us to think that whatever they vote for is our rights. That is a lie. Our rights have nothing to do with their votes. Our rights were declared in the Bill and Declaration of Rights. Government exists only to protect and maintain the individual rights of the people, not for profit or enlargement of government agencies. Being subjected. The United States Constitution Amendment 14 states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Naturalized means to receive or adopt as native. Free versus subject. If we are free and independent, how can the people be subject to a jurisdiction in the United States? Being subject to a jurisdiction is totally different from being free and independent as stated in the state constitutions. It's a contradiction. Government employees have to state an oath of office to uphold the constitutions which guarantee our rights. Jurisdiction means power of governing within the limits of their authority or commission. Subjected. When the United States writes statutes or codes, they will apply to those that are subject to the United States. We all assume that the United States is the land of the 50 states. This is a false assumption, and we have not been taught the truth. Location of the United States. The United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clauses 17 and 18 state, Congress has the power to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, now pay attention to this, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by cession of particular states and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States, or in any department or officer thereof. It does not state over the people throughout America. They can make laws for government and its agencies within the D.C. jurisdiction, but not the people in the private. The District of Columbia, D.C. The location stated not exceeding 10 miles square, which means a square with a side of 10 miles or 100 square miles, not 10 square miles. 100 square miles is exactly what was donated by Maryland and Virginia as part of the Residence Act of 1790. A portion of this district was returned to Virginia in 1846. Currently, the District of Columbia is 68.34 miles, which is below the 100 square mile limit set by the Constitution. D.C. is a district, not one of the American states. This is the seat of the United States. Seat means post of authority. Definition of United States. In the U.S. Code, Title 28, Section 3002, entitled Definitions, under number 15 it states, United States means A federal corporation, B, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, or C, an instrumentality of the United States. The United States does not mean the land which you live on. It is a corporation located in the District of Columbia. The United States of America is the land in which you live on. There is a distinction between the two. They will hide this fact from you. Location of the United States. In the UCC, which is the Uniform Commercial Code, Section 9-307, entitled Location of Debtor, under Item H, entitled Location of United States. The United States is located in the District of Columbia, and I put the link down below there for you to be able to look it up yourself. The United States is a debtor. The United States is a debtor as shown in the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 and 2. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts, and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. To borrow money on the credit of the United States. If you pay debts, you are a debtor. If you borrow money, you are a debtor. The United States is just a corporation that is a debtor. In Title 28 in the U.S. Code, Section 3002, under Definitions, Item number 4, the definition for debtor says, a person who is liable for a debt or against whom there is a claim for a debt. Under number 10, the definition for person states includes a natural person, including an individual Indian, a corporation, a partnership, an unincorporated association, a trust, or an estate, or any other public or private entity, including a state or local government or an Indian tribe. Citizen versus one of the people. If you say or sign an affidavit stating you are a citizen of the United States, then you are subjecting yourself to the rule of the District of Columbia, which is not an American state. Citizens get privileges, not rights. Rights cannot be infringed or taken away. Privileges can be revoked. By stating you are one of the people, you are not under their jurisdiction within the limits of their authority. You are declaring you are in a higher jurisdiction. As one of the people, the government workers, including judges, are under your jurisdiction. The people have all political power. This is why, as one of the people, it is a law that you have a trial by a jury of your peers, as under the common law, which is the Bill of Rights, a judge does not have jurisdiction over you. As a citizen, they do. 2 affidavit choices. In Title 28 of the U.S. Code, Section 1746, known as Unsworn Declarations under Penalty of Perjury, it states, wherever under any law of the United States or under any rule, regulation, order, or requirement made pursuant to law, Any matter is required or permitted to be supported, evidenced, established, or proved by the sworn declaration, verification, certificate, statement, oath, or affidavit in writing of the person making the same, other than a deposition or an oath of office, or an oath required to be taken before a specified official other than a notary public. Such matter may, with like force and effect, be supported, evidenced, established, or proved by the unsworn declaration, certificate, verification, or statement in writing of such person, which is subscribed by him as true under penalty of perjury and dated in substantially the following form. So then there are two different forms. Number 1, if executed without the United States, I declare or certify, verify, or state under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct, executed on, and then you put the date and signature. The second option states if executed within the United States, its territories, possessions, or commonwealths. I declare or certify, verify, or state under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct, executed on, and then the date and the signature. So within the United States is in the District of Columbia. Without is outside of the D.C. in the United States of America, or the 50 states. Forfeiting your rights. If you sign the wording of number 2, if executed within the United States, its territories, possessions, or commonwealths, this will put you under the jurisdiction of the United States, the District of Columbia, the corporation. You will have just forfeited your guaranteed rights. We were not taught that there is a difference between the United States of America and the United States. We were not informed what they really mean by the term United States. Claiming you are one of the people, sui juris, which means with lawful right, puts you into the highest jurisdiction of all and out of their jurisdiction. If you violate another's rights or property, this will subject you to their jurisdiction. So the rule of thumb is do no harm. Summation. The people have all political power and are free and independent of government. We have a guaranteed right to govern ourselves. Government cannot create rights for the people. Government can only make rules and regulations for themselves, known as statutes. Government was created by the people to secure and protect the rights of the people. Declaring yourself as one of the people puts you in the highest jurisdiction. A jurisdiction is within a set limit of authority. The United States is a corporation located within the District of Columbia. It is not the same as the United States of America. If you claim to be a citizen of the United States, you are putting yourself in a lower jurisdiction and making yourself subject to their rules and regulations. Declaring that you are one of the people, sui juris, will put you into the highest jurisdiction where your guaranteed rights apply. Learning the truth and telling others is a major step towards correcting the course of our government. Thomas Jefferson said, "Educate and inform the whole mass of people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty." This video was made off of a current video that Dave Jose just recently released entitled Defeating the Coup Using These Laws and Methods. I have put the link down below this video. I highly encourage you to watch that video because it covers a whole lot more than what this video covers. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. Please share this with others.